Babies in the Business, a podcast about business, marketing, growth, strategy, staff, clients, babies, and marriage. I'm Christina, joined by my partner, Peter. We're founders and leaders of CIPR Communications. And Peter, today I want to tell you, well, I don't want to tell you. I want us to talk about the time that I said, I am never going to be a website developer.
Oh, nice. So first of all, every episode is going to be a surprise for me, we decided. So this is exciting. So we are fully a web development company, and it's something that Christina said she would never do. But I think it's one of those things where, I mean, obviously we're in the space of web and marketing and communications and all those things, and I like to think back to, and Christina used to do these amazing presentations back in the day about how your website's your home, and everything else in terms of social media and all of the other marketing channels are all directions home. And we always have done websites. It's just like one of these, I think, mental blocks maybe that you had in your head or something like that. But yeah, I mean, I think it's central to everything when it comes to modern marketing communications. So why don't you tell me why it is that you didn't want to do websites?
No, I've been thinking about this a lot, and one, it's hard. So like my background, and I don't think many people actually know this about me. I don't even know if staff do. Like I took a course on coding. Like I know how to code HTML. It is a world that I am very aware of. A shout out to Tony Reno, who made me take that class, because it would give me an edge up on a job. So when I was kind of leaving my master's and looking for next steps, it was like, okay, you have a great kind of theoretical background. Now you need to go get some like practical skills, which is good advice. And a lot of the courses, or a lot of the, I guess, jobs at the time that were focused around communications, which was the field I was going into, also had this like, social media, and like websites. And so like, really, I think in plain English, it was about content. But the edge up would have been, okay, do you know how to fix the website when it breaks? So I spent like a good chunk of time coding some websites back in the day. Yeah.
It's crazy too, if you think about it. It's like, what, you went to school now, 15 years ago or something along those lines? You started your career ish. Maybe a little bit later. Well, 15 years ago, whatever. But it's crazy to think back and like really like what websites were then compared to what they are now, and like the whole online world, and everybody, websites were the big craze. People needed websites, and then I think we went through a point of like, websites aren't that important anymore, to like now they're the most important thing ever. And it's like crazy. It sort of goes back and forth, right? Like technology. But I think the website, again, it's sort of, it's home, right? And it's the owned media asset. We just had a client, Lake City Cannabis, who we don't manage his Instagram, but he had his Instagram shut down recently. And it was a good reminder. Him and I were chatting about it, about how it's like he did start shifting towards a strategy of building content on his website. And, thank goodness, because he was very popular on Instagram, and he got shut down because cannabis is kind of weird when it comes to social media platforms. And people get shut down randomly for all kinds of reasons. And so thank goodness he was been building up his website, and hopefully that'll carry him. But it's the one thing that nobody can take away from you, and nobody can tell you what to do on there, and it's your own place, right? So it's really important for every business.
It's true. I think back to kind of, when we started taking on website projects, and it really came from this point about, I think, you and I deeply care about things. And so it was like, we're deeply caring about these clients we had at the time, and watching, either them having a website, making websites a significant investment. So like your home, right? So they've made this investment, and they either have no idea how to update it themselves. So they're, going back to a web developer that's charging a really high rate per hour. I won't get into what I think about that. Or you're going and you don't even have the keys to the car, right?
Yeah,
You kind of have been locked out based on the platform that your website's been built on, and just sitting with these clients and then being so frustrated. And us, as at the time we offered primarily communication services, and going like, this sucks, like this is
yeah,
not great, like how do we help them get past this kind of really crappy part of their business.
totally. Yeah. Yeah, and yeah, it's kind of crazy actually, the world of web too, in terms of web development and different philosophies, I guess, that different agencies have and approaches. And ours is very I think ours comes from personal experience and sort of knowing kind of what it's like from the other side, right? Dealing with situations where you don't have ownership of your website or you don't have control, you can't make edits, you got to pay $300 an hour every time you want to have somebody change something, like craziness, right? So obviously, yeah, our approach is much more believing that the client should own everything and have 100% control of everything, and it's their asset. Anyways, but what did you want to talk about with respect to sort of websites?
I really be curious about this one. Well, what we started taking on website projects
Yeah.
at the communications company. And then I don't want to say you stumbled across WSI, but I thought this would be a great opportunity for you to talk about, when we truly transformed from a communications and public relations agency into a marketing and communications agency, which,
Yeah.
actually it's going on, is it almost, it'll be like the second anniversary or the third anniversary now.
I think 2 years, or we're just past 2 years. Yeah. But yeah, so WSI is a global digital marketing agency network. I stumbled across them through an ad on LinkedIn, of all places. Certainly got my attention. It was a weird ad, WSI, really weird ad, but really got my attention. Obviously, it worked. And it's a global digital marketing agency network. And basically, what that means is it's basically like a franchise organization, and there's suppliers and there's subject matter experts in all areas of digital. And for us, and this has been an ongoing thing for a long time, but the marketing and communications world we're just coming together more and more, merging more and more. And I knew that long term as a business, and to serve our clients well, we couldn't just sort of just offer kind of the communication side of things, and we really needed to bring in that digital strength. And you had that background. It's not like we came into this without sort of that background and knowledge about all that stuff. It just wasn't sort of core to what we did. And so WSI has really allowed us to then sort of put digital really at the forefront in some ways of what we do, although I think we're a digital sort of communications agency, if you will. Because really we're all communicators fundamentally at heart. But yeah, it's been a great journey. It's been great to have WSI. It's amazing to have like some of the world's leading digital marketing experts in every field in every area basically on our team, available almost all the time for us. The network's incredibly knowledgeable and caring. Yeah, it's been fantastic, and I think really helping our clients and really taking things to new levels. I think than we ever thought possible. And funny thing, you never wanted to do websites, and now we say website is almost one of the critical things you need to do when starting with us, because you need a good solid foundation to be able to build a marketing and communications plan, and that foundation lives primarily on a website. So yeah, it's kind of full circle, as we said in the first episode or two.
It's like a tagline for our podcast now.
Totally.
No, but it's funny because I like have my WSI certificate right behind me here, right beside my degrees, obviously on the wall in my office. And it's like something that I really do wear with pride. I think that being known as a WSI certified agency and now a WSI supplier ourselves,
Mm-hmm.
it's something I was very suspicious of at the beginning. I'm like, Peter, you saw an ad for something, like, who are these people? What are they? I don't know. Kudos to Gennady from
Yeah.
WSI, who like really identified my personality early on and worked hard to gain my trust. And now I love him.
It's a good insight into our personalities, because I'm always the guy like, ooh, look at this new shiny object. Ooh, look at that new shiny object.
and
But I
I'm
think that WSI was the best shiny object I brought to the table so far.
It's true. And we've been able to add so much value. And you know, being a marketing and communications agency and staying competitive with pricing and making sure we're bringing the absolute best to our clients is something that we've been able to continue to do with WSI, because it's, you know, we're not, our overhead has been able to stay low, which excites me from an operational eyes on the numbers perspective. But it also excites me from that client perspective, because I can pull Jatinder into a project where I know he's going to absolutely kill it from a website development perspective. I can pull Francois in and know that from a building out a framework and a blueprint for our clients to give them the best leg up on digital marketing. And we're not guessing, right?
Yeah,
we
totally.
know these people, we work with them, and they truly are part of our team. I think, you know, kudos to everyone who's in the WSI network, because it's not something we should take lightly. I think it really adds a lot of value.
Totally. Yeah, I think for me personally, it transitioned from a little mom and pop shop to an agency that can handle pretty much. I feel I can compete against anybody out there. It's maybe a cocky about me, but really the network gives me, you know, there's always an expert that's done it. There's always somebody with the experience. There's always somebody to sort of ask a question to. I mean, it's invaluable. It's crazy how much value we get from it. It's awesome.
Yeah. So I'm going to steal your marketing tip, but my marketing tip for you folks listening would be, ask if your agency that you're talking to has heard of the WSI network, is a part of the WSI network. It's globally known. They just won another 13 awards in the
13 awards, web marketing awards, agency of the year, second year in a row. Pretty amazing.
Yeah, so it's like, you know, this is a really important organization when it comes to your website, your web marketing, your digital marketing. So ask. That's the marketing tip. And if they don't know, then maybe give them another little quiz or search for someone who does. There's WSI certified agencies all over the globe. So, you know you're in good hands when you're with one of them.
Totally.
All right, that's it for this round. We will talk again soon. And yeah, I think it's time for lunch. Love you.
Num, num, num. Love you.